early childhood is so important that if there were a day of absence, the country would shut down. And so that became a part of my speeches all the time. If your governor said that there's no going to be a day off for child care, the whole state of Texas was shut down. The whole state of California, because I spoke this kind of all over
the whole country. I mean, every state, every city, everything,
And people don't think about that.
This is not a podcast about care. It is about strength. It is about leadership that has been practiced for generations and systematically unnamed. For hundreds of years in the United States, women have been forced to hold together what white male patriarchy and settler colonization were actively destroying: families, communities, languages, values, children. They were not protected. They were assigned responsibility, forced responsibility, under violence, law, and abandonment. This series is called Waging Love because love in this country has never been passive. It has been strategic. It has been organized. It has been waged. Waged against conditions of genocide and war. War against women's bodies. War against women's voices. War against women's ways of being, knowing, and governing life. And war against black and brown bodies, against black and brown cultures, against values rooted in collectivism, relationality, and shared responsibility, values that threaten systems built on domination. Women did not meet that war with submission. They met it with leadership. They waged love to protect children, not as instinct, but as strategy, to keep children inside language, inside memory, inside culture, inside collective belonging when systems were designed to sever all four. They waged love to protect one another and others in society who were rendered disposable, isolated, or expendable under colonial, racial, and patriarchal rule. They waged love to bring care back to this land, to return collectivism where isolation was imposed, to rebuild kinship where separation was policy, to insist that life was meant to be held collectively, not individually endured. Women waged love under these conditions: Indigenous women, Black women, Latina women, Asian American and Pacific Islander women, immigrant women across race. Not in one way, not in one role, not in one place. They led in classrooms and kitchens, in kinship networks and community care, in teaching, in translation, in refusal, in protection, in the daily governance of life when official systems organize destruction instead. This is not love as sentiment. This is love as labor, love as leadership, love as collective power, love as the ongoing work of building life in the face of organized harm. My name is Tim Harper. This series is grounded in interviews, conversations, archival research, and the lived expertise of women who have carried early care, education, and community survival on their backs for generations. Across this documentary and podcast series, you will hear directly from dozens of women, educators, caregivers, organizers, leaders, and knowledge holders, sharing their stories of strength, power, and wisdom. You will hear their voices. You will see their work. You will witness how leadership has been practiced, even when it was never named as such. As it has often been said, justice is what love looks like in public. This documentary and podcast series examines the history, the present conditions, and the unmet needs of a system shaped by war, and the many ways women have waged love back for hundreds of years through strength, through leadership, and through collective responsibility to children, to community, to culture, and to this land. This is waging love, because what has been carried this long was never weakness. It was power.
They're saying, I'm going to pay you less money than what it takes for you to live. And in fact, poverty wages. So you have to access public assistance and don't have your own medical insurance and don't have planning for retirement. I mean, it's insane when you really think about it. If you are a country that truly believes and values in its citizens and children being the future.